If you don't already know, I don't really consider myself a coffee connoisseur. Personally, I think I like teas better, but sometimes coffee is really good. It just like depends on the day and depends on the mood. But it's like, I kind of want to be a coffee drinker, you know what I mean? I kind of want to say like, oh yeah, like I like coffee, like yeah, here's my usual order. Like I think drinking coffee is just a really like fancy and like sophisticated thing. So it's like, I kind of want to be that type of person, you know? Anyways, my point is I'm trying to get into drinking coffee. However, I don't want to spend like $4 to $5 on a grande sized cup every time I want to drink coffee. So I've been looking into making coffee at home, and especially since it's summer, you know, I have like all the time in the world to do that now. But then I realized I don't want to brew coffee because like even though we have a coffee machine, it's like a hassle to clean. But then I feel like with instant coffee, it's not like authentic. Like honestly, how is instant coffee supposed to taste the same as like fresh coffee? You know what I mean? Like I just feel like that's not the same, and I want to be as authentic and bougie as possible. But then I remembered that Emma Chamberlain makes coffee, and she has the like tea bag coffee things that she posts about on her TikTok. Okay, so insert picture. This is the little box that I bought at Sprouts. It's 10 bags of steeped coffee, aka steeped cold brew. Basically, it's coffee grounds in a tea bag, but you put it in water like you do with tea, and overnight it becomes coffee. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is literally the perfect option for me because I don't want to brew coffee, but I want to be sophisticated. And what's fancier than coffee out of a tea bag? So I got the variety box from Sprouts. It was like $16 at Sprouts, but for some reason it's $20 on our website. Either way, it comes with 2 bags each of their 5 original blends, so 10 bags total. So I basically get to like try them all. The blends are the Early Bird blend, the Social Dog blend, the Careless Cat blend, the Night Owl blend, and the Family blend. I like the little names. It's very like comforting and very cute. This is the jar of coffee that I made last night. Basically, you just put 8 ounces of cold water into the cup. You put your coffee bag in and you can let it steep for 12 to 24 hours. I put it in at 10:45 last night, and it's like basically almost 1 now. So that's like 12, 11, 13, 14 hours. 14 hours. This is the Family blend, and according to her blend guide, it has a caffeine level of 4 out of 5, so like moderately high. Like I said, I'm not a very big coffee drinker, so I'm not really sure how to differentiate between different roasts, but this is their Family blend, which I think is supposed to be like a medium of all her blends, so I think this is a good place to start. Either way, it has a medium roast. And there's also taste notes which are included, and I think this is like what it tastes like. But this one says similar to biting into a chocolate covered cherry. I don't know if I've ever had a chocolate covered cherry, but I hope this doesn't taste like cherries. It smells nice. It smells like coffee. For the sake of this video, I feel like I have to try it just like natural like this, like without sugar or cream or anything. This isn't usually how I drink my coffee. I usually like, you know, a little bit of milk and a little bit of sweetness in there. Oh, I like the aftertaste. So here's the thing, I don't have a lot of experience with cold brews. The only cold brews that I've had are from Starbucks, and those have tasted sour. And I think it's really normal for cold brews to taste sour, but this one didn't really taste sour. But this one tasted okay. It was like very light. I don't really know how to explain this. Like, I'm not a coffee critic. Maybe it's because I didn't let it soak long enough. But when it first went into my mouth, I thought it tasted a little sour, but I think that was just because it was like very watery. I don't know. It's not that bad though. I would rate it like a 7.5 out of 10 for all coffees that I've ever had. Like all black coffees or like natural, no cream, no sugar coffees I've ever had, this one was not the worst. Yeah, it's really not that bad, and it's not very bitter, which is, I think, good. However, I am going to add a little bit of my little, I don't know what to call this, milk/creamer concoction. It's basically just almond milk with vanilla syrup in it. Oh. That is good. Okay. Okay, you know what? It's still a little watery. It's very refreshing, but the flavor is still there. But I think for the next one, I'm gonna let it steep a little longer to see if like it could have more flavor. Day 2, coffee number 2. This is the Night Owl blend. I made this last night around like 9:45-ish. I know I said I was gonna make it earlier, but I got home kind of late. So this has only been sitting for 15 hours, which is still an hour more than the 14 hours. It's probably not gonna make too much of a difference either way, but whatever. Looking at the guide, the Night Owl has a caffeine level of 3 out of 5, so pretty medium, or slightly above medium. The roast is dark, rich, velvety, and toasty, so it's probably gonna be like a little bit heavier. The taste notes, I think these are always gonna be the most fun, is creamy with notes of dark chocolate, honey sweetness, and toasted walnuts. It does smell like coffee, obviously, but it kind of smells a little bit more like coffee than it did yesterday, if that makes sense. But now to try it. Huh. I would say it tasted pretty much like the house blend or the family blend from yesterday, but there's not as much of an aftertaste, of like a coffee aftertaste. It just tastes like not good water. Now let's try it with the creamer. Today I'm feeling caramel, so this is the caramel creamer. You can't really tell, but it's in there. I'm not really sure how much to add. I don't know how much I added yesterday. I should have measured this. But the color looks about right, so. This is not that good. Considering I gave the family blend one, what, like 7.5 out of 10, this one's gonna be like a 3? This one isn't my favorite, and I know I've only tried like 2 so far, but I'm talking like coffee overall. I kind of get where it gets its name from, like Night Owl. This is definitely, I feel like, the type of coffee you would drink at night and not during the day, because during the day I feel like you want to enjoy your coffee and like live in it and live with it. This is definitely something that you're gonna drink when you're like brooding at home alone, you know? You know, it's strange because I think the description actually fit this really well. I can see where like all the dark chocolate, honey, walnut, velvetyness comes in, but it's just not as good as all of that sounded. I don't know, for this one though, the milk definitely saved it. The caramel milk definitely saved it. You know, the more I drink this, the more it's growing on me. I don't know. Maybe like, depending on the situation, 3 to 3.5 out of 10. But it's definitely slightly below mid. This is day 3, coffee number 3, and here we have the Careless Cat blend. This one has been sitting in my fridge for the past 16 hours, and I already feel like I'm gonna like this one because of the little like pink cat avatar. This blend has a caffeine level of 2.5 out of 5, so perfectly in the middle. It's a medium roast, so same as the family blend, but this one has warm notes. Not really sure how it's gonna be warm if it's an iced coffee, but we'll find out, I guess. The taste notes are toasted almonds, semi-sweet chocolate, butterscotch candy, and raisin. I am very excited and curious to see how that all mixes together. Huh. I will say that it kind of smells warm. I don't know how to explain it, but I kind of get where it's coming from. This smells more sweet than the Family Blend did, but more potent than the Night Owl. You know, what if all these coffees literally just smell the same, and it's like because like I'm reading all that stuff before that like my mind is tricking me into thinking they like smell different. Taste test time. Huh. It's not sweet because it is still like somewhat bitter coffee, but it is more sweet than the other two. And it's like smooth, you know? I don't know how to explain that, but it's almost like there's another flavor under there, but I can't quite place my finger on what that flavor is. Maybe it's like the whole raisin butterscotch chocolate thing, but it's kind of good. I will say though, with this one, I don't know if it's the caffeine level being lower, but there is a like less of a coffee aftertaste. Now let's try it with the vanilla almond milk added. Yeah, no, easily the best flavor I've had. It's weird though, because it almost doesn't taste like coffee. Okay, this is literally like tripping me out. It tastes like coffee, but it doesn't taste like coffee. I don't know. This one's, it's so hard to explain. I think it's one of those like you have to try it for yourself to know. Easily like an 8.5 to 9 out of 10. This is really good. I feel like I would actually like drink this like on a hot summer day. You know what I mean? This one lived up to its little pink cat picture. This one's really, really good.